You ever witness a moment so raw, so unfiltered, it stops time? It happened on an ordinary Sunday morning at Maple Junction Diner, tucked away on a quiet street in Nebraska. The bell above the door jingled. A group of bikers swaggered in, loud and rowdy, filling the air with their presence. Most customers tried not to notice. But one man caught their eye, a lone, elderly veteran sitting at his usual corner booth, sipping black coffee, his war cap resting beside him on the table. "Get out of my way, old man," one of the bikers growled. Then it happened to crack across the face, loud and sudden. The biker had backhanded him, hard. A mug shattered. A waitress gasped. All sound died as if someone pressed mute on the world. The veteran staggered, gripping the edge of the table to keep himself upright. A red welt began rising on his cheek. But he didn't lash out, didn't yell. He simply reached for his cap, adjusted it back onto his head with dignity, and sat down, quiet, steady. The biker scoffed, loud enough for everyone to hear. "Might have been a hero once," he sneered. "Now you're just old and in the way." His friends chuckled. A nearby family quietly gathered their children and left. But no one stepped in. The tension hung heavy, a vacuum of fear and shame. What that biker didn't know, what no one in that diner knew, was who this old man truly was. His name was Henry Cross. He served with distinction in the 82nd Airborne. He'd dragged wounded brothers through fire. He'd missed his wife's funeral because of a rescue mission. The cap on his table wasn't for decoration, it was earned. But more importantly, Henry wasn't alone. Exactly 30 minutes earlier, he had sent a text message. A simple one, like every Sunday. Same booth. Coffee's ready. It was tradition. Ever since his wife passed, his son met him at the same booth. Rain, snow, or shine, he always came. What the biker didn't know was that Henry's son wasn't just any man. He was Colonel Mason Cross, a decorated commander with the U.S. Army's elite tactical response unit. And he never traveled alone. Tick, tick. The clock on the diner wall ticked toward 11 a.m. The biker kept laughing, nursing his drink, unaware that his moment of dominance was seconds from evaporation. Outside, tires screeched. Engines roared. The diner windows shook. Heads turned. 8 military-grade transport vehicles pulled into the parking lot like a convoy sent from the heavens. Then, the doors opened. 12 soldiers in full combat gear stepped out, boots thudding in unison on the pavement. Their formation was tight, their movements precise. And in the center walked Colonel Mason Cross. Camouflage fatigues, clean jawline, eyes locked forward. He didn't rush. He didn't need to. The doors of the diner swung open. Silence. Not even a spoon clinked. The colonel walked in, his men flanking him with silent authority. The biker looked up, confused. "What the hell is this?" he muttered. "You guys lost or something?" Mason didn't answer. He looked to his father, saw the welt. Then he looked at the biker. Then back to the mark on his father's face. His voice came low, tight, and sharp as steel. "Who put hands on this man?" No one answered. They didn't have to. The entire diner was already pointing. The biker stood awkwardly, trying to laugh it off. "Whoa, hey, it wasn't that serious, all right? I didn't know he was, your dad or whatever. He was blocking the aisle. Old folks always in the way." He didn't finish the sentence. Mason stepped forward. "That man," he said, pointing to his father. jumped out of a helicopter while under enemy fire. He carried his best friend 2 miles to safety with a bullet in his leg. He missed my birth because he was saving lives on foreign soil. He took another step. And you slapped him because you wanted pancakes quicker? The biker backed up, palms up. Look, man, I didn't know. It's not like it was personal. Mason's tone dropped to a chill. It is now. He snapped his fingers. A soldier stepped forward not to touch the biker, but to place a fresh, perfectly made coffee in front of Henry, just how he liked it. "Dad," Mason said, with gentleness only a son could offer, "I brought the team." Henry looked up, and for the first time since the slap, he smiled. Just a faint smile. You always do. And then, the unexpected. Henry stood, calmly. He walked over to the biker slowly, with his back straight. He looked him dead in the eye, and said, with the gravity of a lifetime behind the words, "I fought for your right to act like a fool, but I also earned the right to call you one." The biker looked down, cheeks burning, unable to meet the old man's gaze. "But," Henry continued, "you've still got a choice. Every morning you wake up, that's a second chance. Don't waste it. Acting tough? That ain't strength. What I saw today, that's weakness." No one spoke. There was nothing left to say. The biker sank into his seat. His friends had already slipped out the back door. Henry returned to his booth. His son sat across from him, and the 12 soldiers remained standing, a silent wall of honor around them. The waitress, eyes glassy, approached. She placed her hand gently on Henry's shoulder. "Thank you," she whispered. And this time, the diner rose. Applause. Not loud, not rowdy, but real, raw, respectful. They weren't clapping for a soldier. They were clapping for a father, a man of dignity, a quiet hero who reminded everyone what strength really looks like. If this story moved you even a little, do something meaningful today. Drop a karma in the comments. Hit that like button. And let us know where you're watching from. Subscribe to Chronicle Hub, where honor, legacy, and untold stories come to life. Because heroes don't always wear capes. Sometimes they just wear a worn-out cap and drink black coffee in silence.